So welcome back to the business model playlist, where we have been exploring various business models. So in this playlist, we have explored validating your business idea in Business 101 video. This is where you can kind of work through and validate if a business idea is right for you. And then we jumped into the additional models, such as virtual services like freelancers, coaches, consultants, then social media marketing agencies, digital products or digital download stores, that type of thing. We've also looked at the gig economy, as well as affiliate or niche websites. And in this video, we are going to explore actual physical products, real things that people make or machines make, or people make machines make. And that's what we're looking at today, because we have creators like Cody Sanchez who say absolutely not. Do not get into a product-based business. It's a losing business model. But then you have Mark Tillbury, who said his actual business started by selling physical products. In his case, it was models, like model airplanes, model cars, that type of thing that you put together. So really, is a product-based business worth starting? You have people on both sides of the spectrum that say yes and no. And in today's digital economy, you have more creators that say no than you do yes. So we're going to jump into this business model now. Is there money to be made in a product-based business? Is there a long timeline to start this up? What are the pros? What are the cons of starting a product-based business? And hey, if you don't know me, my name is Helena. After a career of 30 years in finance, I now help other sales agents as well as small businesses to streamline their business processes and to be seen online a little bit better. And in these videos, we are exploring the different popular business models as outlined by very famous YouTubers, I guess you could say. And today's product-based business, well, I have to say there's something very satisfying about building and selling a physical product. So this has kind of been bugging me over the last couple of days in thinking about how many people out there are actually poo-pooing the small product-based business. There is absolutely nothing wrong with creating a product or a small business and not reaching that $1 million or $10 million or $100 million mark. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I look back in my own business ventures, like for instance, one of my first kind of fun businesses that I loved, I came up with the idea of creating business ideas, building business plans, and then selling that so that other people didn't have to do the early legwork. This was something that I was just really good at, and it supplemented my income in maternity leave. It allowed me to stay home with my children just a little bit longer. And yeah, I didn't make millions of dollars on that. I barely even made, $50,000 on that. But did it do the job for exactly what I needed it to do in that period of time? And was that enough money for me at that period of time? Absolutely. And I'm really kind of getting tired of the you need to make $100 million and this is how you do it kind of thing. And don't want to kind of shit on people who want to go for that. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But there's something so satisfying as, having a cup of coffee in your favorite mug. And by the way, this mug is my favorite mug. Coffee is life. And it was created by a local Indigenous artist who then I purchased it from another local Indigenous store owner who runs a pop-up shop in a farmer's market. So am I supporting a larger economy by buying a product? Yes. Is those store owners and creators millionaires? I don't know. I really don't know. I hope so. But I absolutely love that I was able to buy a mug from somebody who took the time and energy to create it. And that's what we're talking about today, is building a product that you are proud of, that you have this idea about, that you want to put it out there. And behind me is like a ton of tchotchkes and things that I use in my creator business, or that just bring me joy, or just remind me of somebody. Like for instance, that moon right there. That moon was given to me by some of my best girlfriends, and one particularly, thank you, Kiersey. I want to say thank you for giving that. But it allowed me to, every time I turn it on, remind me of both the incredible group of women who are surrounded by me, but it also reminds me and takes me back to a period of time when I was young and enjoyed life. And that, even though that little cheap plastic thing right there doesn't seem like much, but somebody built a product that brings me that kind of memories out of one little thing. And I don't think we can really shun that part of it. And yes, could you make more money selling digital goods, being a course owner, a consultant, a freelancer? Probably. Could you also make millions selling your product? Absolutely. Let's look at Coca-Cola. Come on. There's an example right there. I prefer Pepsi, but anyway, let the debate happen in the comments below. Just saying. So let's jump into some of the pros of owning a product-based business now then. So one of the biggest pros that I would have to say about a product-based business is being able to tap into your creativity, being able to think of something and bring it to life. So again, going back to my mug, she really wanted to commemorate the spirit into her artistry and then into a mug. That is pure creativity right there. There's no way in the world that I would have ever thought of something like that, but it brings me so much joy to be able to purchase it and knowing that I am supporting somebody else's creative venture. Also, product-based businesses can have a huge impact on a local economy. So where I live, there's farmers markets on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And this is a huge impact for some people. It allows small little pop-up shops to be able to sell their goods at a time and a place that works for them. It allows local farmers to bring in products that they sell as well. And for me to be able to give that more farm to table kind of approach in my eating as well. And I also get to know the local artists and the local shop owners. This allows me to be able to give them word of mouth advertising and allow them to advertise a little bit cheaper. So really, a small product-based business could have a huge impact in the local economy, hiring students or even stay-at-home parents who just want to work one day a week. It can have a real impact. It can also bring a lot of meaning to people who either own the business or support the business as well. The other thing also is that a lot of these products that are sold locally is something that's different than what is available on the mass market. It allows people to explore different products and services that aren't made in the mega factories out there. And again, nothing wrong with the mega factories as long as they are hiring people to work in them. But what I mean is you're able to pick up something very unique that nobody else will be able to have the exact same thing of unless they are buying from that small local-based business. So again, differentiation, it allows us as consumers to spread our funds, our money all along in the economy on a small scale and a large scale. So the diversity is huge in a product-based business, especially that operates locally. And let's switch to the cons. And I know that this is probably what you mostly hear about from creators like Cody Sanchez, and nothing wrong with her. She has some great information. It's just not everyone has the $1 billion dream, the $100 million dream, the $10 million dream. Not everyone has that dream. Not everyone needs $500,000 to live. Could I live comfortably on $100,000? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I need $1 million? No. Do I want $1 million? Sure. Absolutely. I'm not going to turn it down. If I can get to $1 million, I'm going to take it. But this really is what a lot of the big creators out there who are selling the big money dreams really poo-poo on and make you feel that this is not worthwhile. So some of the cons are inventory and production. So inventory, being able to hold a whole bunch of inventory is hard. If you are creating products at home, kind of like a crafting Etsy shop, that type of thing, and you need to be able to store that, you do need the room for that. Even if you're a renter in an apartment, you're going to need at least a corner that, you're not going to have maybe the fancy setups that you see on, the home design stores, because you just run a business from your local spot. And the production side of things, well, the production side of things, you are at kind of the mercy of how fast or how expensive other people are going to charge you to make your products. So you're going to have to either build a production type of business, a factory, to be able to run your product-based business, or you're going to have to hire somebody else to do that for you. And that's where you see companies like Alibaba, where you would be able to purchase goods and then resell it. So yes, there is the ability to tap into somebody else's production to be able to kind of run your business, but you're still going to run into a potential storage space unless you have the money, the resources to be able to house them somewhere. Shipping and logistics is another con. So shipping, you are going to have to pay shipping. And if you are eating that, that eats into your profits. If you're passing it on to people who are purchasing your goods, I will say there's been many times that I've dropped something from purchasing it because it just cost me way too much money to ship it. So if I'm shipping from the United States to Canada and the product's $13, but it's costing me $26 plus potential duty to get it here, I'm not buying it, unfortunately. And that's the thing. I want to be able to support smaller businesses, but I cannot afford to double or triple my costs to support something I love or need or want. It's usually more of a want, not a need, because if it's a need, then I would pay for the shipping, but whatever. And I would never, ever expect a small business to absorb those costs unless they figured out a cheaper way to do that. And then you run into things like with logistics of hiring a company outside to do that for you unless you build it yourself. And if you hire a company outside, let's just take Amazon. If you sell your products through Amazon, they have some incredible like warranty return policies where somebody could buy your goods, use it for 25 days, and then return it on the fifth day before your, time lapses type of thing. And you're running into possible returns that you're going to have to absorb. And then that damages your reputation with that logistics company as well, and your reviews, etc. So when you get into hiring an outside logistics company, you are also at the peril of their policies and processes and potential damage as well to your goods and services that you have trusted in them to take care of for you. And the last thing, I kind of touched briefly on it there, and that is the economy. The economy can have a real impact on a small product-based business. It can really affect who buys, when they buy, how much they were willing to spend. So, if money was tight, would I have bought this mug? Or would I have bought the potato to feed my kids? I would have probably bought the potato bag. I mean, they weren't the same cost, but you know what I mean. It's just saying that you only buy things when you do have the money for it. Well, at least I do. And well, if the economy isn't doing great, well, guess what? People aren't going to buy. They're going to prioritize daily needs and wants, or daily needs, probably not wants, daily needs over your product-based business. And that is why I think the creators like Cody Sanchez, they do talk about this because of the fact that you cannot control who's buying and when they are buying. You are at kind of the mercy of the economy. And you're at the mercy of trends too. So if we look at fidget spinners, 10 years ago or whatever it was, fidget spinners were everywhere. Every kid wanted a fidget spinner. They wanted, I know my kids, they were like, every time we went out, can we get a fidget spinner? Pew! They had all different types, one with lights, one with no lights, one with bells, sounds, whatever the case may be. Well, that trend came and went. I still go into stores today and see buckets of fidget spinners where people went and bought from places like Alibaba a ton of fidget spinners to only have the trend die and people just say, I'm not interested anymore. So yeah, that's another con. You are at the mercy of trends and the economy. So what are the possible profits and how long could it take to create something tangible? Well, again, this varies. It depends on the product you make. It depends on the turnaround time that you can make that in. If you do have the ability to produce it in a faster medium, you're able to get it out there quicker, absolutely, you are going to be able to, get this out to market a little bit faster. But if you're a small creator, hand knitting, toques, it's going to take you time to make this. It's also going to take you time to get the materials that you need to be able to make this. It also takes time for you to get advertised out there. So yes, you could start a small product-based business on a part-time basis, especially if you were buying another person's product and then kind of repositioning it and selling it. So yes, you could start this on a part-time basis, even as a crafter, making earrings or making mugs, etc. But really, if you wanted to take it to a larger scale, if you were dependent on the income, you are really going to have to invest the time, the energy, the resources into developing a product that is going to be kind of needed on a mass scale, as well as have like a long shelf life or a long trend life. Like if we think of, Tide detergent, the creator of Tide, created a product that would help people to wash their clothes. People are going to continue to need to wash their clothes. So that product is going to kind of live on for a very long life. And yes, have those products evolved and changed? Absolutely they have. There's new things that come onto the market. There's things that fade away. But if you think about your product-based business, do you want to be a smaller creator and be okay to just make kind of side hustle or lower income on it? That's all right, because maybe you're a second income. Maybe you don't even need the income and you just want something to do. Maybe you just want to monetize your hobby, and that is absolutely okay. It is okay to not be that $1 million business. But if you do want to make millions doing this, you absolutely are going to have to kind of develop your own product, develop your own production, develop your own logistics to get it out there. There is the possibility of creating the multi-billion-dollar industry here as well, but it is going to take time, effort, and some skills and knowledge or resources to hire the people to do that for you. Well, that ends today's exploration on physical product-based businesses. And if the logistics have your gears running too hot and you're like, no, I am out, just know the next video is going to be on service-based businesses or local service-based businesses. So think of grass cutting and window washing and car washing and, Christmas tree lighting and that type of thing. We're going to explore that in the next business playlist. So subscribe below and see you in that other video. And yes, check out the workbook on validating your business idea below or the playlist as well.